The enchanting glow of castles, how kings lit their fortresses without electricity. Have you ever wondered how mighty medieval castles, with their towering stone walls and vast halls, were illuminated at night before the invention of electricity? Imagine a time when there were no light bulbs, no switches, and no modern conveniences, yet kings and their subjects still managed to keep their castles glowing. The way these grand fortresses were lit was both fascinating and practical, relying on age-old techniques that created a mysterious and enchanting atmosphere. In medieval times, one of the most common sources of light inside castles was candles. Candles were made from two primary materials, beeswax and tallow. Beeswax candles were a luxury, often used by the nobility, as they burned cleanly and had a pleasant, natural scent. Tallow candles, made from animal fat, were much cheaper but had a strong odor and produced a lot of smoke. These candles were placed in chandeliers, wall sconces, and candleholders, spreading a warm but dim light throughout the stone-walled chambers. Another important source of illumination was torches. These were wooden sticks wrapped in cloth, soaked in oil or resin, and then set alight. Torches were usually placed in iron brackets along the castle walls or carried by guards patrolling the corridors. While they provided bright, flickering light, they also produced a lot of smoke, making indoor use somewhat impractical. In addition to torches and candles, oil lamps were widely used. These simple but effective lamps consisted of a small bowl or container filled with animal fat, vegetable oil, or fish oil, with a wick to maintain a steady flame. Some of these lamps were made of clay, while wealthier households had them crafted from brass or bronze. Oil lamps were often placed on tables or mounted on walls, offering a stable and longer-lasting source of light compared to torches. The grand fireplaces found in castle halls served not just as a heat source, but also as a major provider of light. These massive fireplaces, sometimes large enough to stand in, illuminated great halls, dining rooms, and living quarters with their roaring flames. The flickering firelight created a dramatic ambience, casting long shadows on the stone walls and adding to the castle's medieval charm. Another interesting method of lighting was the use of rushlights. These were simple, inexpensive alternatives to candles, made by dipping dried rush plants in animal fat. They burned quickly and were mainly used by the lower classes, but they provided a decent amount of light for reading or working at night. To make the most of their lighting, medieval people also used reflective surfaces to amplify the glow. Polished metal plates, mirrors, or even large containers filled with water were placed strategically around light sources to increase their brightness. Wealthier castles sometimes had silver or gold-plated reflectors, enhancing the illumination in key areas like the banquet hall or the king's chamber. During festivals or special occasions, castles would be lit up even more dramatically. Lanterns with colored glass panels were used to create a magical effect, while outdoor courtyards and castle walls were lined with rows of torches, making the entire fortress shine like a beacon in the night. Even though these methods provided light, medieval castles were still much darker than modern homes. People adjusted their schedules accordingly, rising at dawn and relying on the natural light from windows, arrow slits, and open courtyards during the day. At night, the dim, flickering glow of candles and torches created an eerie but beautiful setting, adding to the mystery and romance of castle life. So, the next time you see a medieval movie or visit a historic castle, imagine the warm glow of candlelight dancing on stone walls, the scent of burning tallow in the air, and the distant flicker of torches guiding knights through dark corridors. It's a glimpse into a time when kings and queens ruled under the soft, golden light of fire, a time of magic, mystery, and medieval brilliance.